station out here, and all of you guys I know are mic'd, and I'm going to kind of ask you guys some questions. And again, guys, this is a part where you're definitely going to want to pay attention, take some notes, right? Be able to build that belief for some of you guys that are really into how's this stuff work? How do people stand on stage and lose 170 or 300 pounds on the products because of what these guys do every single day? So, you know, it starts with super smart people. We got some super smart people on the stage. Why don't we take a minute? Why don't we take a minute real quick, guys, and have each of you share just kind of your quick background bio, because I know some of you guys, first time you're meeting some of our scientific advisory boards, maybe introduce yourselves real quick.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, thank you for all being here. My name's Michael Seidman, and I did my undergraduate degree at University of Michigan in human nutrition because I knew doctors knew nothing about nutrition. Yeah, go blue, yeah. Most people got their botany or zoology degree, and not that I'm knocking those, but I really realized that, as Hippocrates said, you are what you eat. So I did my undergraduate degree in human nutrition, and then I went on to medical school at the University of Michigan. And now I work for a very large health system in the Midwest. My day job is as an ear, nose, and throat surgeon, so I operate on patients, I see patients. My real passion lies in nutrition sciences. And I've had the opportunity for the last 25 or so years to work in a lab. I have a federally funded laboratory that the National Institutes of Health has funded for about 25 years and other sources. And I've been studying extracts of red wine, which happens to be in your antioxidant formula in the ViPack. I've been studying different types of ingredients that affect mitochondrial function and can alter aging processes. I've worked very closely with Audrey and Steve Witherly, who's a brilliant nutrition scientist that I feel privileged to work with the both of them because they're quite amazing people. So I feel truly blessed to do that. In one of the jobs, I wear about 6 different hats. I'm the director of research for my department, and it's a $5 billion a year organization. We talk about being a healthcare organization. In America, as you've seen and heard, we're really a sick care organization. We're taking care of you after you're sick. And so I lead complementary and integrative medicine at this very large institute, and then I'm also the medical director of wellness and prevention for our $5 billion a year health system. And it's really charged on health and wellness, which is one of the main reasons I got involved with Visalus, because they really allow us to have the tools to impact that health and wellness. So, ear, nose, and throat surgeon, medical director of wellness, a very large system, and I do a lot of research on aging and nutrition, and that's kind of my roles with my health system. And I'm the director of product development, and I work with an amazing team on the scientific advisory board for Visalus Sciences. And a lot of science, 25 years of my own science, many, many years of other people's science that has gone into this, and it's a great team, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Great. It's a privilege to be here and see so many familiar faces and so many healthy faces. I'll keep my background brief. I have a PhD in human nutrition from Michigan State, go Sparty. Woo! I have a master's in food science from UC Davis, and I have a dietetics degree. As far as I know, there's nobody in the country that has this degree that works for a company, but I work for Visalus. Just one little bit of my past. If you go that way, there's a building, and there's green letters on it. It was in my past. I don't work for them anymore. I work for the 3 founders. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Audrey Sommerfeld.
Woo!
For those of you who don't know my background, I started my career at Procter & Gamble working in beauty care. I worked on Oil Valet and Bain de Soleil and some other brands. Then I really wanted to get into healthcare, so I went to a company called Johnson & Johnson, where I worked for 11 years. And while I was there, I worked on a number of different brands, but it was really irking me because what I was realizing was I wasn't helping people get healthier. I was actually just helping them manage their symptoms. And it was gnawing at me. And so a job opportunity came for me to go down to another company that started with an H, and I don't call it heaven. I really got involved and passionate about nutrition, and I got to work with Dr. Steve there and some other scientists. And I really saw what we could do, and I fell in love with this industry because I got to know the people who used our products. I got to see the stories of their transformation, and that's truly what motivates the three of us here. We were just backstage crying and going, we are so honored to be part of this company and be part of this movement.
I know we got a little bit of time up here. We're going to go real kind of fast and high level. These guys are going to be doing an entire product workshop later today for those of you guys that want to dive into even more detail. But I do want to take the time to cover some of the probably most frequent questions we get. Starts with super smart people, but then I know it comes down to the ingredients, right? So some of the finest ingredients, and I know the process that you guys go through to select. So maybe let's start with probably the most important ingredient within the shake, which is kind of the secret sauce, the way I look at it, which is, talk to us about the Trizor protein.
All right, well, one of the things that we did is we're really forward thinking. We were really studying science and put together something that we now know was so innovative because there's so many clinicals coming out showing that a combination of proteins are better for your body. And I know it's because they digest slowly, they digest long, they support muscle health, but Dr. Witherly and I were talking about the amino acid and why it helps you build muscle. Can you talk about our Trizor protein?
This is really key, so if you want to take notes, now is the time to bring them out. 7 years ago, we had a theoretical framework on how to make the best shake, but it was still theoretical based in great science. Now, 7 years later, the papers have come out showing it's perfect. Each one of these proteins breaks down in the bloodstream at a separate rate. So that means amino acids are being continuously fed to your muscles. So the muscles don't need to take in sugar, they can take in amino acids. So it's a diet shake, it's a muscle building shake, and it's continuous for 6 hours. And it makes you feel full much longer than any of the competition.
Dr. Simon, can you talk a little bit about why soy is such a great protein?
Soy has long gotten a very bad rap, or I should say the last few years. And soy is a critical protein. And for some of you who have heard Nick talk yesterday a little bit about it in the ambassador training, soy is a very large constituent part of the diet, if you will, of the Asian diet. And they have less cancer, they have less heart disease, and we think that soy is an integral part of that. A lot of people who use soy put genetically modified soy. We use non-GMO, which means not genetically modified. One other concern about the soy that people, it's an amazing protein, it's very well absorbed. People have had issues and say, okay, if I'm a man and I'm using the soy, am I going to get man boobs? And the answer is, no, you're not. There are phytoestrogens inside soy, like dadsine and genistein are the two primary phytoestrogens that are in soy that kind of get the bad rap. And if you're a woman who, God forbid, had a breast or an ovarian cancer, they say don't have soy. The answer is actually you can have soy, and I've worked with Dr. Messina, who's probably the world authority on soy. They've recently done a study of 9,000 people in Asia that have had breast cancer who went back on soy, and it actually reduced the risk of cancer or a second cancer. So soy has had a very bad rap in the educated lay population for silly reasons, in my opinion. But we do take the isoflavones out, so there is no real worry about that. You still have the integral parts of the protein that are very important from a health and wellness standpoint. And I know we're kind of talking fast, but tonight at 5:50 we have the product education workshop where we're going to go into details about it, and we'll answer questions and spend a lot more time.
Great. And then also soy is easily digested.
Yeah, one of the things, we get the slides up too, guys. One of the things that I was most impressed with is these guys formulated the idea of Trizor years and years and years ago based on science. And yeah, I hope you guys heard what they just said, because I think, if I'm reiterating, more and more modern research keeps coming out that now is saying that neither soy as a standalone or whey as a standalone is the best, but actually the way they work synergistically is having greater benefits than anything else out there, which is something, guys, that we developed in our proprietary Trizor formula years and years and years ago. These guys are like a decade ahead of their time. Round of applause for coming up with that. Trizor, we have two different types of whey. One type of soy. You guys talked about soy a little bit. Maybe touch on a couple key bullet points of the different types of whey.
Yeah, no, we use two different types of whey. We use a whey concentrate that curbs hunger quickly, and then we have a whey hydrolysate, which is a brand new technology. It's super expensive, which is why other companies don't use it. And it's been shown to be the most absorbable, high-quality protein on the market today. And we use that to help you build that lean muscle really fast. It's also full of amino acids. Anything you want to add about whey?
Yes, with the results that I found using our shake, I tried to figure out there must be more science behind it. The whey hydrolysate that we use has growth factors and immunoglobulins in there. It's just not whey protein. It's a complete health whey hydrolysate that I didn't realize 5 years ago, but now the research is in. And it's almost like, with your guidance, we saw the future.
Yeah.
And we're still ahead of everybody else.
So I know you guys mentioned a little bit on why, so if we get the slides on the screens, guys. So in terms of other benefits, Audrey, I know you wanted to talk about in terms of the soy specifically in our shake.
Yeah, soy is an amazing protein because it's easily digested, which is why it's great for kids and adults alike. You'll find soy protein in things like baby food because it's so easily digested, and as we age, it's harder for us to digest it. But there are studies that show soy improves muscle performance. Soy builds lean muscle equal to, if not greater than, whey protein. Soy, studies show, make you smarter, which is why I think we have so many great promoters in our company. And soy decreases your risk of certain diseases. Adequate consumption of soy in your diet helps your body lower C-reactive protein, an indicator of inflammation and heart disease. There are so many benefits. I hope we had an hour here, but we'll have an hour later.
I know, Dr. Simon, you said that our soy is isoflavin-free and non-GMO. This one's funny to me because we get this a lot in the field. I know a lot of you guys promoters have gotten these questions. And I'll let you guys to back me up because you understand this a lot better than I do. The irony is isoflavones occur naturally in food, okay? We've removed them from our shake mainly because of misconception around them. But the irony, and back me up on this, the irony is most current modern research is actually saying there's positive benefits to having them. So maybe if you guys can clear up kind of what it is. We remove them, right, because there's a lot of misinterpretation, but maybe what people are now finding.
I'll take a quick stab. So the things that are important in fruits and vegetables are basically they're called phyto. They're different types of phyto products that are in this, and there's more than 150,000 different types of those compounds. And the two in soy happen to be dazzine and genistein. They're very powerful, but we have removed them for reasons of perhaps misconception in the past, but we still have maintained the integrity of the core protein. Go ahead.
So isoflavones, just building on what you said, are like antioxidants found in food. There are probably more isoflavones in your taco if you eat it out there today for lunch than there are in our shake. There's more isoflavones in your coffee and in pistachios. But they're actually, when we formulated the shake 7 years ago, it was not well understood. There is research out that's showing it's good, and if you Google the American Cancer Society 2012, they've come out in support of isoflavones. So, we removed it because of the controversy, because of the concern, but more and more studies are showing that it's actually beneficial.
The other thing that I'll add is that the phytonutrients that we're talking about are not only in the BiPAC and the antioxidant because they're in there, but they're in a lot of the different flavors that we add on to the shake. So, Steve can talk about an hour about this. We'll talk more about it tonight. But the peach and the strawberry and the orange have a whole bunch of phytonutrients that really provide basically essential nutrients that we need for our body to support itself and heal itself. You need that platform of nutrients, and we provide it in many different ways for you.
So the core of the shake is trizor protein. It's called what? Trizor protein, right? Two different types of whey, one type of soy. They went through the benefits of the whey, some of the benefits of the soy. The soy that we use is a certain type that we remove the isoflavones, even though now they're saying there's positive benefits, but we remove it because of misconception. Here's another question that we get a lot, right? And I know there's no perfect answer to this, but when it comes to the sweeteners used in the shake, right? And the whole sugar controversy that's going on out there, maybe talk a little bit about why sucralose, why the sweetener we use in our shake.
Audrey, you're the expert.
I know. This is my favorite thing to talk about, and at the product education tonight, I'll go into my full-on blown dissertation on it. But we use sucralose to keep our shake diabetic friendly. We know that diabetes and obesity are linked. There's a lot of studies that show that. There are other sweeteners that people say are low glycemic. Really, they spike hunger, or really, they cause diarrhea, or really, they have other health issues. We don't use sugar because the average person in America is eating too much sugar. Sugar is deadly science.
How many pounds of sugar? 150?
56 pounds of sugar a year. The average teenager is eating 4 pounds of sugar a week. And if you talk to any doctor who studies cancer, they tell you to go off of sugar because cancer feeds on sugar. We know that sugar adds to diabetes, to blood pressure, to all kinds of issues. So we don't use sugar for that. Other competitors use sugar. Other competitors use these things that spike hunger. Other competitors use these sweeteners that can actually cause all sorts of GI issues. So we use the one that is the most studied globally, that has the most science globally, that is approved by over 80 countries, used for over 25 years, and has been proven safe in extreme upper levels. It is the most studied sweetener on the planet. It's amazing, and it's safe for diabetics. It's safe, hot, and cold.
There's been about 110 peer-reviewed studies looking at this, and what they found is that the FDA has the limit that they say, and that limit, you would have to have 2,862 shakes in a day to reach the limit where they say you shouldn't exceed that limit. 2,862, if you're doing that, you got a real problem.
Wait. I just want to make sure you guys heard, right? What is it? So you're telling me I'd have to drink 2,862 shakes, not in a year, not in a month, not in a week, but in a what? Day. I'd have to drink 2,862 shakes in a day, and I would still be at the acceptable recommended level of sweetener in our shake. Are you guys hearing me on this? Are you hearing me on this? Guys, it's important. I want to reiterate one thing that I think I just heard, right? You guys, we have way too much sugar in our diets as people. Is that a fact or is that a fact?
Fact.
How many of you guys would agree that people, because of gaining weight and obesity, are dealing with type 2 diabetes and diabetes-related issues? Who knows people dealing with all of that? Are those people that we want to help? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So if we want to help people dealing with diabetes, and we know diabetes